ask Torontonians what issues matter most to them, you'll likely get one of three answers.
Keeping the city safe, the gun violence.
The first, crime. Both of the frontrunners in the mayoral race have made big public safety promises. John Tory says he will hire another 200 officers next year, on top of the 200 he already hired this year.
Those officers will be deployed largely in neighborhoods, walking the beat the old-fashioned way.
He also wants to invest in programs that will keep at-risk youth off the streets and ban handguns altogether.
Guns have no role in a city.
Jennifer Keesmaat also supports a gun and ammunition ban in the city.
We know crime prevention works.
And she says she wants to transform policing through a neighborhood-centered approach, building relationships between police and the communities they serve. The second issue that's front of mind for many?
Housing for young people.
Housing.
We're now the most expensive city in Canada in which to rent.
Keesmaat's plan is to deliver 100,000 units of affordable rental and rent-to-own housing on city-owned land over the next 10 years.
Mr. Tory thinks this plan is too bold.
Tory's plan is to build less than half of that, promising 40,000 affordable rental units over 12 years.
I picked a realistic number our staff recommended. The targets of some others have been deemed to be unrealistic.
The third major issue, transit.
I will be looking to expand transit service, nothing else other than that.
Tory wants to move forward with the approved plan to build 6 Smart Track GO stations, the Scarborough Subway, the Eglinton East and West LRT, the Waterfront LRT, and additional GO Express stops.
The most important thing that Torontonians want to see is an increase in service levels.
Keesmaat has created her own transit plan, which includes completing the TTC relief line 3 years earlier than expected, making the King Street pilot project permanent, and extending the Eglinton LRT to the airport.
In the last election campaign.
Political strategist John Wright says his latest poll on the mayor's race shows Toronto residents support almost all of Keesmaat's policies, but the majority of people aren't looking for change.
By a margin of almost 5-1, they've decided to stick with John Tory. John Tory, in many ways, is like a comfortable sweater. I mean, you wear it when it's cold, you take it off when it's warm, but it's comfortable. To change from that takes a lot.
Is there anything else Jennifer Keesmaat could have done to push ahead of John Tory?
Not so much run on the bold characteristic, but really the differential between herself and John Tory. There really hasn't been that much when you look at the policies that she's put forward. They may be bold, but I mean, tearing down the Gardner, taking over some golf courses, those are not exactly the things that, inspire people to change who they're with.
Tory has criticized Keesmaat in the past for not outlining exactly how she would pay for some of her transit and housing promises. Her 30-year transit plan would cost $50 billion, and she has mentioned that the city would require more revenue from the provincial and federal governments.